I just wanted to give a word of encouragement to people who feel like the family you were brought up into, the people around you are jealous of you just because of the person that you are. Not that you are doing something that they're not, but just because you have gifts that God has given you and you are using them and you are exemplifying them. Um, I just kind of want to relate to y'all what I read in my Bible the past couple weeks. So I've been reading the story of Joseph. And so Joseph was favored by his father because he was the one born when his dad was old. And so, his dad cherished him. He made him this beautiful robe. Um, and Joseph was just telling his brothers about the dreams that he was having. And people like to think that you are better than them, but in reality, it's them who think that you are better than them, and they are projecting those thoughts onto you. So keep being you, because the things that they're going through is their spirit, and it's not about you, it's about them. They could never see themselves in a position where they are lower than you, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be, it's not my fault that God blessed me and made me this beautiful person, and you cannot accept the things that He's doing in my life. Like, it's not my fault. Um, but his brothers devised this plan to throw him in a cistern. So a cistern is a tank that holds water, right? And so by the grace of God, Reuben was like, hey, how about we throw him into an empty one? Because in Reuben's mind, he was going to come back and get Joseph. He had no intentions of killing him like his brothers. And so I'm a little confused on if, like, Reuben, I don't know, stepped away to, like, go to the bathroom, or if he went home and all the brothers stayed there. That part confused me a little bit. But he tried to come back and get Joseph, but his brothers had sold him into slavery. And let me just tell you, what the enemy meant for your downfall, God sets up for your good. Okay? When his brothers sold him into slavery, they thought they would never see him again. They thought, we finally got rid of this problem, who thinks he's better than us, and yada, 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 right? Whole time, his brothers sold him to these, what are the Ishmaelites? Let me make sure. Yeah, he sold them to Ishmaelites who were Midianite traders. Cool. And so these Ishmaelite traders took him to Egypt. And he was purchased for Potiphar. I don't know how to pronounce his name. You can read it. It's Genesis chapter 38 or 37 through 39. So when he's brought to Egypt, right, and sold to this Egyptian officer whose name I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it right now because I'm going to butcher it. He saw the favor that was in Joseph without Joseph having to prove himself. Joseph was himself. Joseph was succeeding in everything that he was asked of because the Lord made sure of it, okay? And so his master started to notice and was like, God is with you. God is within you. And so because he saw the God in him, he upgraded him. He elevated him. He gave him control of his household. He made him his personal attendant, right? And so as Joseph is the personal attendant, he is also succeeding in that. He's in charge of the household, the property. He has his hands in so many different things, right? And so his master is just being blessed because God sees that he sees the Lord within him. It's like God uses you God uses your light to allow other people's light to shine within them. I'm going to find the quote for that because I'm butchering that. But, your light allows others to shine their light as well. Thank you, God. Um, gives others permission to shine their light as well. So I just want to read the scriptures because I feel like the scriptures can explain it a little bit better than I can. So it says Joseph Master, because I don't know how to say his name, but this is Genesis 39 verses 1 through 6. Yeah. Okay. So Joseph Master was captain of the guard for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. Joseph's master noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph, giving him success in everything he did. This pleased Joseph's master. So he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his entire household and everything he owned. From the day Joseph was put in charge of his master's household and property, the Lord began to bless Joseph's master's household for Joseph's sake. All his household affairs ran smoothly, and all his crops and livestock flourished. So Joseph's master gave Joseph complete administrative responsibility over everything he owned. With Joseph there, he didn't have to worry about a thing except of what kind of food to eat. This man had no worries because he knew that everything was being taken care of with no hesitation. He knew that Joseph had it in the bag, right? And so a lot of times we are put into positions that we feel that we are not prepared for, but the Lord equipped you with everything that you needed. You just didn't know it yet, right? So Joseph had no idea that the dreams that he was having was a representation of the life the Lord was giving him, right? And so the Lord put him in this place to be elevated by people outside of his family. And I just want you to know that sometimes your family is not the family that God is giving you. And that's okay. And sometimes the environment you are in is not the ending point of the environment that God is going to place you in. And that is also okay. But we have to be okay with being uncomfortable. We have to be okay with God sending us into these scary environments and not knowing what the outcome is going to be. When Joseph was sold into slavery, he had no idea when he got to this master's house that he would eventually be put in charge. He thought, I'm not sure what he thought, but if it was me, I would think I'm finna be doing the grunt work of this house. I'm finna be out here taking care of these animals, doing things that I don't want to do because my brothers sold me into slavery, right? But no, God used this and turned it around into a blessing. Now, later he go to jail because of his master's wife, but that's a whole nother situation that we're not going to get into. So just know that the family that you're in who don't see your light, that's okay, because God is going to place you in a room with people who see you, who hear you, and want to elevate you and want to see you succeed in everything that they do, everything that you do. And you won't have to worry about it because God is favoring you. He's ordering your steps without you even having to think about it. I just wanted to give that word of encouragement for anyone who is feeling stagnant in the environment and the family that they're in, and they can feel the jealousy of these people. And they're not doing anything to cause the jealousy but being them. And sometimes your light is just too bright for people who cannot see it. Allow God to put you in places that make you uncomfortable and allow you to be seen by the people who see you, the people who want to favor you just because you are you and they see the Lord in you. So I'll leave y'all with that. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Bye.